Before we get into this video, I want to stress this because this is massively important. This information is not for everyone who it reaches, but it does contain information that is important for everyone that it reaches. So take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Know that all of this is happening for a reason. Now on with the video. Hi. So I was just channeling in my bedroom and speaking to the cosmic television and the cosmic audience, because I've been talking with them for a while, so I've had enough time to build up that. But let's get back to what we were talking about. There are going to be people who are so fucking bitter. Because I was saying, welcome to the shit show. And that's kind of what life has been like, right? Except things are about to get so much fucking better. And as I was saying, oh, things are going to get like so much fucking better, I was also like being drawn to the word better, and it sounded like bitter as I was saying it. And I was like, yeah, people are going to be bitter. People are going to be unreasonably bitter about this come up, about this upgrade, about this level up that you are about to experience. And it's because none of them believed in themselves, so they didn't know how to believe in you. That's how that works. It wasn't that they didn't believe in you. They saw this happening for you, but they couldn't see it in themselves so much that they didn't think that it could happen for anyone else, because they couldn't believe that anything like this could happen for anyone else in their life, in their lifetime. Especially the way that you went about things. Because the way that you went about things is super fucking unorthodox. Very confusing. And it was like you were seeing things happening before they were actually happening, and because they didn't have that initial intuitive ability just like built in to you, who you are, who you always have been, they couldn't see how your belief in yourself actually made this possible and actually made this happen. You've only just recently, probably in like the last year or so, or in like the last 10, 20 years for some people, really started to like tap into and accept and believe in that you were finally able to just accept that you are this cosmic time traveler who is jumping through a bunch of different hoops. And as you've had conversations with other people, it seemed like that. It seemed like that even to them, because it's like you are switching frequencies up on these people. Yeah, your energy is like a fucking portal. Whenever, like, having a conversation with you is like an acid trip sometimes. Your energy is like a drug, even whenever you are on specific mood-enhancing drugs, you become that drug. And it's like you expel that energy out to the people who are around you. And so that may be why sometimes you experience, after you have had a smoke break, that people become either like a lot lighter, happier, and like more giggly, especially. Or sometimes it's the complete opposite reaction. All it is frequency, and people picking up on your specific frequency that you are feeling. And whenever you are in those heightened, elevated states, you are at a higher frequency level. So their energy has no choice but to meet you at that same level, because you don't lower yourself. You don't match energies. You allow other people to rise to where you're at. And that's why a lot of your conversations kind of just like get lost in the mud, because you are going to certain levels of awareness, certain heights in frequency that the people that you've been trying to educate and help with the information that you have in your brain, it's cosmic knowledge. It's cosmic knowledge. You're up here, they're on the ground. They're confused, especially whenever you get a little swifty and elevated. You get even higher because you don't use that stuff to just have a good time. You use it as it is actually medicinally intended for your spiritual work and for your spiritual practices. Because that's how you're supposed to use it. But, you know, whenever you introduce a new medication or a new drug on the market, that people are going to try to abuse it in whatever way they choose to. Ironically, as I'm watching this bit, it is literally 4:20, and it is 4:20 on 4:20. That's also part of free will, which you, you, my friend, have had a limited supply of your own free will because you have surrendered so much of yourself to this divine essence that you are cultivating in the spirit realm with Source, with your ascended masters, with your guides, with your spirit team. Sometimes you do it in your dreams, in your sleep states. So whenever you wake up, maybe you don't feel exactly energized. You actually might feel more exhausted when you wake up, even if you have had hours on hours on hours of sleep because you've been put to work. You have been a spiritual master for longer than you have even recognized. You came into this incarnation as a spiritual master and forgot how spiritually in tune and connected you really were. And as you have been growing into this heightened version of yourself, you've shocked heaven. You've broken cosmic laws and made it to your benefit. You've negotiated the rules. You've negotiated the original rule set of cosmic order and convince the council that you're right. I gotta fucking take a sip of water for this shit. You're a spiritual badass. And Spirit has been telling you this. Spirit has been like, be confident about your abilities because you are so much more powerful than you are ever giving yourself credit for. Accept it. Understand it. Believe it. Believe in yourself. That's all that your guides have been really trying to urge you to do. They have been urging you to take more actions on your goals, but they have mostly been urging you to believe in your own vision of what it is that you're creating, because you are also a master manifester. Even if it may not seem like it in your life, you have been under so much spiritual warfare because of how much the enemy sees you. People are wanting to compete with you. You're somebody that they want to compete with. Do you understand what that means? People see you as competition when you're just out here playing the fucking game. You're acting as one of the players. But you already know how the board works. You have your pieces on automatic, so you don't have to move them manually. Spirit does that for you. And there are people out here who are impressed, pissed off, very confused at how you know the things that you know. And it's because you are constantly on call with the divine. You're constantly having a conversation with Source because you have developed that relationship over decades. You have known this spirit for your entire existence. And you have known since your beginning that you were going to come here and do something fucking massive. You didn't know what it was. You weren't supposed to know what it was. That's the whole point, is you've been walking in faith this entire time. And I'm hearing congratulations. I'm hearing applause, round of applause. Give yourself a round of applause. I'm hearing cheers. Your spirit team is so impressed. Your ancestors are so impressed. Some of them are actually kind of pissed. They're like, why didn't I think of that? Why didn't I think to do something like that when I was still alive? Except, of course, it's all in love. They're not actually pissed. They're perplexed with how much you have endured in your lifetime and how much you have really been able to flip the script. You're not even on script. You rewrote the script. You rewrote the cosmic order. And for a while you were experiencing some karmic backlash from that, until you were able to convince the divine council system that no, actually, this way that you have been doing things is actually more helpful, and they don't fucking like that I'm talking about this, is actually more helpful than the original design. You are the blueprint. You are the fucking blueprint. I know that you've been hearing that. I know that you've been hearing that lately. It's because your spirit team has really been wanting to just, like, nail this into your head. And the symbolism of nails. We know about that shit. Yeah, we fucking do. They have just really been wanting you to fully accept the capacity of who you are. And as I looked at my timer, I saw 11:37. 11:11 is very significant. 37, between the ages of 3 and 7, are also very significant for you. Also, the angel number 111. So, seriously, 11 could have been another very significant age for you. And 321. So 21 could have also been another significant age for you, or will be. Or just the age of 3 and 7. You could also be 37 at this point. You could have another, like, incredibly drastic change at the time when you are 37. And something about the year 2037. Like, I'm seeing high level ups, technological advances in, like, the next 5 years, but specifically, like, 2037 to 2040. There's going to be massive level ups in our technological systems, in our economic systems, in the medical. There is going to be a lot of changes, and it is a lot of it is connected to this come up. A lot of this is connected to this come up because you have a lot of really incredible ideas of how to change this world for the better. You've been discussing the divine plan with the creator, because you are a creator. You are in tandem with the creator energies. You have brought in that higher frequency into your light vessel, and you have been beaming it into the sky, into the cosmos. Your galactic family, they see you. Your angelic family, they see you. They recognize you. They know who you are. And they are coming to assist with you on this mission. Because you have been asking for their help, for their support. You've always known that this mission was never supposed to be done alone. It's like even before incarnation, you might have been a little cocky. Like, because of where you were at in your soul alignment, you might have been a little cocky and thinking, because of your past timelines and your past lives, that you'd be able to do this with your eyes fucking closed, basically. You were also very stubborn, and you believed that you would be able to do this all on your own. So the creator was like, okay, we'll see how far you get until you start calling for help. And then you started calling for help. And in a way, you sort of have, because you've been operating in these divine frequencies even while you were technically, quote unquote, asleep. You were a sleeper cell that had to be activated. And some of these messages that the tarot readers and energy workers and energy healers have been doing have been helping to activate you. But for the most part, you started activating yourself in the ether. Before you even had access to a smartphone. You would play games with the creator before you even realized that you were playing games with the creator. And the game that you guys would primarily play is you were creating these different worlds together, except for what you didn't realize at the time was that those worlds already existed and that you already had a major impact on them in your previous lifetimes. So it was kind of like the creator, or like your higher self, was slowly feeding you this information to help you understand where you come from. And they would do it this way because you were young. You were still learning the world around you. You were still learning yourself. You were still learning the people around you who had their own programs to go off of, and so they believed that what they were teaching you was right. And it was a lot of maneuvering around what was already set in place and set in motion for your life, because your life was planned by the people around you before you were even created before you were even born. And it was not of the divine plan that the creator had for you. So that's why you broke out of script. You could resonate with being a Pleiadian soul and being really against the way that humanity does their currency system. You could also resonate with being an Arcturian soul and working on the architecture of the new world. Like, you have had glimpses into what the new world looks like and how it is created, how it is formed. And that's where you started fucking breaking laws. Because the original rule, or law, cosmic law, was that the current Earth would need to be destroyed in some way. But you started building this other world in your imagination since you were like just an itty bitty little kid. Because you felt, and it was probably like from your dreams, because you might have had a lot of trigger warning, nightmares growing up. You might have had a lot of nightmares growing up. You might have experienced sleep paralysis. What I forgot to get back to was you would have a lot of dreams about the apocalypse. You would have a lot of dreams about how the world ended. You would have a lot of dreams about, like, explosions and these horrific civilian casualties. And that didn't sit well with your spirit. So that is why you created these other worlds to kind of place as a placeholder for if the worst was to happen. So you are a massive part of the new Earth because you created it in order to break this cosmic law that the original Earth would have to disappear. Instead, you are disappearing the people of the higher frequency and transferring their consciousness, which they have agreed to, astrally, to this new world, new Earth frequency. And you did it this way because even though there are going to be lives lost, this was the way that you were able to make sure that the least amount of casualties would occur and happen, so that it wouldn't happen as violently as you had already envisioned in dreams, because those were already timelines that you had lived through, that you collapsed. I'm getting like between the ages of 5, 7, 13, and 15. You might still occasionally experience sleep paralysis, except for because you are so in tune with yourself and your body, you're able to remind yourself that you are the one who has power and you can call it back. Call your power back. All of it. All of your power. I'm talking about like from ancient Egyptian times, from Atlantean times, from Lemurian times, from the times before you were even incarnated on this planet. Call back your lifetimes as a Lyran warrior, as an Orion warrior. Also, call back your power and your memory from when you were a dragon tamer, because in that lifetime, you learned a lot of really important information on how to transmute these negative, lower vibrational energies within another person that is more highly connected to that draconian reptilian bloodline. And whenever you can, get yourself an Akashic Records reading, because even though you are able to access a lot of knowledge yourself just with your connection with Source, there is still information being held in other people, because the keys in your lifetime are going to be less of a physical object or less of like a physical environment, but the keys are placed inside your spirit team. And as you meet with these spirit individuals, you both end up unlocking and activating each other. There are plenty of spirits and angels that you are meant to meet in these incarnated forms to work with and bring about the energies of the new earth. Call back your power from every timeline. Because all of those distant realities and lifetimes, they still exist within this present moment. And their power is your power. You can't siphon from yourself. Because it is an energetic agreement and an energetic exchange. Going back to energetic exchange, thank you. If you do resonate more with the Pleiadian lifestyle, you have probably viewed this way of life for humanity to be incredibly demeaning, undermining, pointless, unnecessary, confusing, just overall burdensome. Because you have seen a more harmonious way of life, where we exist based off of energy exchange, and we donate our time, we donate our attention, we donate our energy, and there is no set value that we put to our energy, our time, and our attention. For the most part, in this reality, we pay in time. Whenever you watch these videos, you are paying your time, you are paying your energy, you are paying your focus. Thank you for your donations of energy, by the way. These creatures, we'll call them, have convinced you that you're meant to put an actual physical value on your time. You're meant to put an actual physical value on your objects, such as your literal witchcraft that you keep in your fucking pocket all day. I go off on so many tangents, but returning back to what I was talking about with placing value on our objects, we also place value on ourselves. And you are priceless. I've mentioned this in other videos, but you are priceless. There should be absolutely no reason why you are settling for
$8 an hour for 40 hours of your time when you could be putting so much more soulful work and effort into something that is actually going to grow and prosper with you rather than against you. Because when you focus your energy into what it is that's actually the vision that you have been given through your crown chakra from the divine, you have the fucking Midas touch. And I'm sure that you've also heard that in other videos. You have the Midas touch when you actually focus and put your all into what it is that you are trying to create. Because as I mentioned, you're a fucking master manifester and you're unstoppable. And once your spirit team starts coming in, if they haven't already, you will only become even more unstoppable with your team because they have more pieces to this puzzle than you do. You have some pretty big pieces, but they have the rest of the pieces that you need in order to actually put this whole vision together. They have the resources. They have the ideas. They have the connections that you have been seeking in order to progress even forward.
What I've learned recently is that screen came from the word scrying originally. So we are communicating with dead energies every time we pick up our phone, every time we pick up our computer, every time we pick up our tablet and just stare into the screen all day. You are staring into dead energies, and it is also deadening your cells as you continue to stare into these energies. So we're probably going to come up with something that is more environmentally and genetically friendly than having just these screens, such as like holographic technology. I've seen that too. We've all seen that. You've seen fucking Star Trek. You've seen fucking Star Wars. These movies are not just movies. They are blueprints into what is fucking possible. Start looking at it like that. Start looking at it that way. Because as human beings, you have so much limitless potential. We are the favored species by God, our creator. Not to say that any other species are less than human. We are all equal. All of us beings are equal. Yes, even the malevolent draconians that have been fucking shit up. Because it is not about who you have been. It is about who you are willing to become. Because you have so much undeniable, brilliant potential and the capacity to become something light and so incredibly loving. Because that's what we originally are. What we continue to be. What you currently are. Seek it within yourself. Don't take it from me. Close your phone. Set it down. Whatever the fuck you're watching this on. Turn it off.
But not yet. Finish the video. And then meditate. However your meditation comes to you. which you can also do walking meditations, speaking meditations, music meditations, dishes meditations, cooking meditations. Whatever gets you into that flow state is a meditation and connects you even further with yourself, as long as you are not focusing so intently on what it is that you are doing that you are not also listening to the responses that you are having towards what it is that you are doing. But finish the video. I saw you. You thought I didn't see you?
And sit with yourself. I know it's uncomfortable. It's going to be uncomfortable in the beginning. It's going to start being uncomfortable. But you have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable if you want anything to change in your life. You have to be willing to do the thing scared, because that is true courage. That is true bravery. You have to be willing to do the uncertain thing. You don't know if you're actually going to be in that timeline of success. You don't know if you're going to be in that timeline of unbelievable wealth. You don't know if you're going to be in that timeline of true, undeniable peace and joy and happiness with the love of your life that is true love. True love, because true love still exists on the planet. And you know where you can find it the fastest? Anyone? Bueller? Bueller? You! Inside you! You are the true love. You are the love of your life. And as you accept this, you will become a magnet for more of those energies to find you. Because I am just a mirror of you. You are literally looking into a mirror right now. We're mirrors of each other. In different lifetimes. In different bodies. With different experiences. Because that is what makes this whole journey the most exciting, the most enjoyable, is that none of us are the same. But we are still one. Believe in yourself. And don't let anyone or anything deter you from that belief. Because the enemy will be fucking loud. Be louder.
Thank you for making it to the end of the video. If you are new here, I would love it if you would subscribe. And if you liked the video and you already haven't liked the video, then I would like it if you would like the video too. Because that helps me reach more people and reach this message across time and space. I know that it's going to go to whoever it's meant to go to, when it's meant to go to, because these videos are timeless and endless. Just like you. You are an eternal, infinite being waking up in this construct. Have compassion for yourself. The journey has been fucking arduous. I know. I'm so proud of you, and I'm so glad that you're here. Peace. Love you, bye.